We have massive trade updates as Brooklyn is willing to part ways with all of their players on this team. I'm talking about Cam Thomas, Cam Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith, Dennis Schroeder, Nick Claxton is even someone on the chopping block. And this means Ousmane Dieng, Kenrich Williams, one of those guys are going to go when Oklahoma City makes a trade with Brooklyn for one of these guys. I think they are. Whether that's Dorian Finney-Smith, Cam Johnson, or now Cam Thomas, who the Thunder are among favorites to land now, by the way, before the deadline, they are going to make a trade with them. I don't know which player it's going to be, but now Cam Thomas is in that mix, and I don't know how to feel about it. That's what we're going to try to figure out today here on Thunder Digest and let you guys know my true opinions on a Cam Thomas trade and who I think we should target in Brooklyn if we are trying to make a trade, and I believe we are. I truly think Sam Presti, by the end of it, is going to make a trade with Brooklyn for one of their key players, whether that's Dorian Finney-Smith, like I mentioned, Cam Johnson, or now Cam Thomas. Presti's going to get a deal done with them before the deadline. Before the deadline I have set for you guys, though, I have a goal of 2,500 subscribers by the new year. And I just figured out something that's been keeping us from that a little bit. Right here, 71% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. This number, you guys keep coming back. You enjoy the content that we're putting out and everything. Why haven't you subscribed yet? That's an honest question for me. Why have you not subscribed? All right. You clearly coming back. You clearly enjoy the content. If you're trying to find a way to support the channel, the best way to do so is just by hitting that subscribe button. It means the world to me. It's the best way to show your support for the channel. So with that out of the way, if you find yourself coming back on a daily basis and you enjoy the content here and you want to support, best way, hit that subscribe button. That's all I'm asking of you guys. Now we'll go ahead and get into Cam Thomas, talking about him a little bit and this Brooklyn team that looks as though they're trying to rebuild. It's not a bad start for them. I feel like it's better than what people imagined Brooklyn was going to do after losing Bridges this offseason. But still, I think they're a rebuilding team, and they finally realized that, and so they're trying to get rid of all these good players that are making them better right now so they can actually start the rebuild. And one guy at the core front of that is Cam Thomas, who is now going to be traded per sources, and it's kind of crazy. Look right here. The Milwaukee Bucks are favorites to land Cam Thomas in a potential trade. Of course, you have Milwaukee there, the Lakers, then the Nuggets, all third best odds there. Then tied fourth, plus 1,400. I know, plus 1,400. Let's not get our hopes up or anything. But we have the fourth best odds tied with the Golden State Warriors. There's a chance. At the start of the offseason, a lot of people were giving us, very slim odds to land Hartenstein, Lauri Markkanen, any of these guys. Then look what we did. We landed one of them. So you're like, there's a chance. You have to have that hope, especially looking at what we did in this offseason, everyone that we brought in, we traded for, and signed. So there's this chance, and I guarantee if Presti sees the chance, he's going to capitalize off of it. The question remains, though, is he a good fit? Is Cam Thomas a good fit with the squad? Well, I don't know. I found an article from Bleacher Report that kind of talks a little bit about it. I know Bleacher Report isn't always the most trustworthy. Okay, usually it's just, they're trying to get clicks over there. But it did open up my eyes a little bit about Cam Thomas, all right? Here's what they had to say over at Bleacher Report. With Bridges gone, Thomas has stepped up as the Nets' number one option and is posting career highs across the board with averages of 24.6 points, 3.4 rebounds, and 3.1 assists per game, while shooting 45.8% from the field and 39.2% from the three-point range. Now, keep in mind, keep your eyes on that three-point percentage as the Thunder are trying to shoot more threes, so we want some efficient, high-volume three-point shooters. The 23-year-old is one of the most talented young players in the NBA and would garner significant interest in the trade market. In addition to Thomas, a nicknamed veterans Dennis Schroeder and Bojan Bogdanovic as potential candidates be traded from Brooklyn this season. So right there, we're already seeing people are going to be traded away from the Nets. All right, that is clear as day. There are going to be trades made. The question, though, remains, what's a package going to look like for Cam Thomas? All right, and where is he actually going to go? And why are the Nets trading this guy? I mean, he's on a rookie contract. I'm sure he's not going to ask for an extension. Now, he might after this year, after the numbers he's putting up. But even then, he wouldn't seem like a bad option to build around a team that's like a second scoring option and then go get a true star, do the rebuild, go get Cooper Flagg if I'm Brooklyn, and keep Cam Thomas as your second option. That's a pretty solid core that you got there. So what's going on? Why are they willing to trade them? And why are they willing to trade Nicholas Claxton? Well, that's also talked about a little bit in the final part of this Bleacher Report article here. While center Nick Claxton signed a 4-year, $100 million contract extension last summer, Amick noted, the reality of the Nets' long-term plans means no one is likely off the table. Swingman Cam Johnson was also mentioned as an intriguing player for contending teams. For now, Brooklyn will focus on trying to end its 3-game losing streak when it hosts the Charlotte Hornets on Tuesday night, but it won't be a surprise if the Nets roster looks very different after the NBA trade deadline on February 6th. So right there, already stating, their roster is going to look different, all right? They're going to make trades, whether that's with the Thunder or other contending teams. You're going to see guys like Cam Johnson, now Cam Thomas as well, and maybe even Nick Claxton be shipped away from Brooklyn and instead go get some young guys with potential, or even go get some picks. Do what OKC did. Just get some picks, all right? Build up through the draft. That's what we did, and we're very successful right now. That might be what Brooklyn's trying to do. They might try to replicate that. And what team has the most picks in the NBA right now? That's the Oklahoma City Thunder, of course. We have the most picks in the NBA. So if they're trying to build up their draft capital, might as well trade with us as we're trying to build a dynasty and contend now. And we have a plethora of amount of draft picks that we're not going to use. Realistically, we're not. So we might as well trade them away and get someone in return that's going to help us for the long term. That's kind of my point on that. And it's not like Cam Thomas is a bad player either. He's having a great year in Brooklyn right now. He truly is. He's having a fantastic season. I'd be lying to say I didn't recognize it. He is balling out right now. He is putting the league on notice. That's what he's doing. Look at these stats right here. Like it was mentioned in the article, 24 points a game, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. All right. Defensively, a little bit of a cone. I will say that. He's almost averaging a steal a game, but he is defensively a cone. All right. He's only shown himself as a scorer in this league so far. Hasn't shown any other ability yet. Keyword. Yet. I think Oklahoma City could capitalize off of it. I think they could truly turn him into something else besides just a scorer. But it's just he needs to get a little better at it. He is young. He's 23 years old. But like I mentioned, the shooting numbers, 45% from the field, 39% from 3, 6'4", so decent size. I don't know if his size is what we need. I'm looking for someone that's like 6'7" to 6'10" right now if we're trying to trade for someone at the very minimum. He shoots 12% on corner threes. He doesn't hit the corner three all that much. 57% of his threes are assisted. 41% of all his shots are three-pointers. I feel like he's better, off the dribble. All right. And that's why in the corner he's not so good shooting there, as he, it's a catch and shoot situation, blah, blah, blah. I feel like he needs to do a little dribble move to get someone going there and boom, knock down the three-pointer if he is going to be successful from behind the three-point line, which is one of those things where I don't think it translates. All right. Final word there for you guys. I don't think it is a good fit in Oklahoma City because of that. There are some reasons that I just listed like that. Defense is one of those. Defensively, what's he doing? All right. He's not known to be a defender. He's known to just be a scorer. That's not what Oklahoma City needs right now. We need a defender and a three-point shooter, spot up three-point shooter. They have someone else that's better at all those than Cam Thomas in Brooklyn right now. Cam Johnson. I'd much rather have him. If we're looking for a facilitator off the bench, Dennis Schroeder is a better option to trade from in Brooklyn than Cam Thomas. I just feel like there are other options in Brooklyn that we can go after and get than what Cam Thomas provides. Yes, he's a great scorer, but would this mess up the chemistry because he's now the number one scoring option in Brooklyn? Would he be fine coming off the bench in Oklahoma City? That's my question. I don't think he'd be fine. I think that'd mess up our chemistry a little bit. It's the same kind of point I had with Giannis. Cam Thomas and Giannis are not nearly, the same kind of player, but yet the mentality would be the same because Giannis wouldn't be fine no longer being the number one option. All right, he'd start for sure, but he wouldn't be fine being the number 2 scoring option on a contending team now. That's what struck, what happened with him and Dame that first season. It'd be the same thing with Cam Thomas down here in Oklahoma City. That's why I say we lay off him a little bit, but it is intriguing to see that we're amongst the favorites to land him. That just gets me intrigued to see, okay, what about Cam Johnson? What about, Dennis Schroeder? Dorian Finney-Smith was someone that I saw mentioned in the stream today that I'm kind of like, okay, maybe. It's just Brooklyn has a lot of guys that I feel like could benefit in Oklahoma City that I just see us making a trade for one of them at some point. All right. I'm betting my bottom dollar that is going to be for Cam Johnson or Dorian Finney-Smith. One of those two guys is going to end up on Oklahoma City. I feel like that. I just have some deep feeling in my body. That's what's going to happen. That's all I got for this video today. If you don't agree with me that we're going to trade with Brooklyn, any of those guys, tell me why not. And if you don't agree with me or like Cam Thomas be a perfect fit, I'm also interested in why. All right. Just keep it civil down there. All right. Just keep it civil. That's all I ask. Let me know all that stuff in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in the next video.